Hello, welcome to my new kitchen. I don't know if this will get posted before my butcher box video, so we are in our new house. I'm in my new kitchen. It's a disaster still. However, behind me I have a big Azure order. I also have stuff on the floor, and so I am just gonna go through what I got from Azure this month. I did do a pretty big stock up because they had their 15% off sale going for the Azure Market and Azure Organic lines. So I stocked up for the new house because we had run through a lot of things. And so I wanted to make sure that I took advantage of that sale and got all stocked up. So I will start. I got my Azure flyer for February, and so I'm excited to look in here, see what's on sale for this upcoming month and what is new. I spent a grand total of $615.39. I did have $8.74 in Azure cash to use, so I was charged $606.65. I did have a shipping charge of $53.02. It is 8.5% of your total, not the weight. In total, my shipping weight was 232 pounds, almost 233 pounds. So I will say that the pears I got, which are included in that price, they were $16 for 20 pounds of pears. Let me see, where are they? I haven't had a long one like this in a really long time. I'm just trying to figure out where my pears were. I want to say they were $16 even. Yeah, so they were red pears, and they are the transitional ones. So I was supposed to have 20 pounds of them for $16. However, they were rotten by the time I got them. So I did contact Azure. I know I'll get a refund. I just sent some pictures of the box of rotten pears, and they will refund me. Occasionally that does happen with produce. Just because it is coming from Oregon, and so every once in a while I'll get something and it's not in good shape, but I just reach out to Azure right away and I had zero issues getting any refunds. So take away $16 because I didn't actually get to keep those. So let me grab the first few things on my list. They are a couple cases of different canned goods, so let me grab those and I will be right back. All right, I have my stack of canned goods that I stocked up on next to me. So the first thing I have here is some whole kernel corn, and I got a case of that, which is 12, and they just come in a normal can, whole kernel sweet corn, 15 ounces. So 12 of those was $19.01 for that whole case of corn, which that will get used up actually pretty quickly. Then next is a case, which again is 12, of green peas, sweet green peas. And the peas were $22.29 for the 12-pack case of canned peas. So I do frozen sometimes as well, but I do like to have shelf-stable ones on hand, just for really fast sides. Also, just because sometimes I don't have room in my freezer for vegetables and I prefer to have meat in there. So I have started buying a little bit more canned foods, or canned veggies, than what I used to. Next up is a 12-pack of green beans cut. These are 14.5-ounce cans. I guess I didn't pay attention to what the peas are 15 ounces. I might have said that, might not have. So green beans, these are cut green beans, and again, 14.5 ounces. And the green beans were $19.10 for the case of 12. So again, these are all organic, Azure Market brand, and like the beans are just green beans, water, and sea salt. So I do really trust the Azure Market brand. I have a tape stuck to my finger. These are fairly new products to them. They just started canning their own veggies. Okay, then the next one is not actually a vegetable, but it is a fruit. And it is pineapple chunks. And these are 14 ounces. Now this is a little more expensive because it's canned pineapple. $44.56 for the entire case of 12. And there is absorbic acid in here. But otherwise it's just pineapple and pineapple juice. And absorbic acid is just kind of often in things like this. It just helps it from browning. But again, I trust the quality of the ingredients that Azure chooses to use. So yeah, I picked up a case of these because I make sweet and sour chicken, and my kids will eat canned pineapple as a fruit too. So if we run out of fresh fruit, that is a great option to have for fruit. All right, so we got that. I went over the corn, the green beans, the pineapple, and the peas. Let me grab what's next off of my counter back here. Let's see. So next is a bag of Italian seasoning. This is Azure Market Italian seasoning, gluten-free, GMO-free. It's garlic, onion, and spices. This is a 1 pound bag. Italian seasoning, obviously spaghetti, different things like that. I will use it if I'm making like a sausage for pizzas or pizza sauce. So we will go through this without a problem. And this big 1 pound bag is $8.89. So that's a great deal for that. Let me grab the next thing. I had to just kind of throw everything on the counter just because of the space situation. We literally just have boxes everywhere because we've been in here a week and 2 days. We moved in last Thursday. Today is Saturday. So we're still very much in the unpacking. I haven't even started cooking in the house yet because I'm still trying to find my pans. So we will get there, but we will have a stocked pantry when we do. Okay, next up is the 13 bean fiesta mix. It's a 5 pound bag of dried beans, and it has green split peas, pinto beans, lentils, small red beans, yellow split peas, small white navy beans, black turtle beans, light red kidney beans, baby lima beans, black eye beans, red lentils, garbanzo beans, and large lima beans. And I actually use this in chili, and it's delicious. It's also really good for a ham soup. And we were gifted a ham from our church for a Christmas dinner, and so this will go really, really well with that ham if I so choose to do that. Dry beans have a really long shelf life, so 5 pounds of beans won't be a problem for us to go through. So again, 5 pounds of Fiesta bean soup mix for $9.43. Just kind of starting to put the stuff over here. We'll see how far I can go. Let's see. Turn the camera a little bit here. Okay. The next thing is going to be some barley. So I got a bag of non-GMO pearled barley. This is a 5 pound bag, and this was $8.43. And I love barley in like a beef and barley stew, and that's chicken and barley soup. I pretty much always use it in soup. If you use it in another way, like bread or something like that, let me know in the comments. But I do enjoy it in soup, and we haven't had barley in a really, really long time. So 5 pounds of barley for $8.43. Okay, let's see. What do we have next? Next is oregano, and this is a 4 ounce bag of Azure Market oregano leaves, cut and sifted, gluten-free, GMO-free, 4 ounces, and the oregano is $4.22, and of course just seasoning different things like soups. I make a cheeseburger soup, and it has oregano in it, but all sorts of things have oregano in it. And then next is some popcorn. Let's see. Like I said, kind of a disaster here. All right. So just some non-GMO yellow popcorn. And I just bumped my dishwasher. I'm not used to this being here, and it's super sensitive. Let's see. Okay, anyways, a 5-pound bag of yellow popcorn, and this $5.56 for the yellow popcorn, and just to eat. Throw in an air fryer and air popper and eat some popcorn for a treat. Okay, next is some parsley. So just a little 1-ounce bag of parsley, and this was $3.37. 1 ounce of parsley doesn't sound like very much, but there's actually quite a bit in this bag. And again, just a seasoning to use on all sorts of different things. Next is pepper, and I'm very excited because I ordered this last month and it didn't come. They had run out before my order shipped, and I have been missing the black pepper from Azure. This is a 1-pound bag of Azure Market pepper. It is gluten-free, non-GMO, 1 pound, as I said, $14.78 for this. This will just go into a jar, and then I'll use my little jar that I use on the daily to refill, and it's delicious. And I know that the only thing in here is pepper. Some other ones potentially have the possibility of some other ingredients kind of mixed in with the pepper. Okay, next is a new thing for me. I've never bought this before. It is a mushroom soup blend, gluten-free, GMO-free.
I'm gonna get water.
Okay, kids. All right, a 1-pound bag of mushroom soup blend, gluten-free, non-GMO, Azure Market brand, and this was $7.51. I have never used this before, but I thought it might be great for quick, easy nights. I have made homemade cream of mushroom soup before and froze it, and it worked really, really well. But I just thought this would be something nice to have on hand. But I also thought that I could add it to things just for a little bit of extra flavor. Ingredients aren't perfect in it by any means, but certainly better than what comes in a can. So, all right. Then the next thing is some egg noodles. I've been out of egg noodles for so long, and so I'm really excited to have a big bag of egg noodles. So this is 2.5 pounds of 1/2-inch traditional homemade egg noodles. So very excited about this. It has just organic, ultra unifying durum wheat, semolina flour, and organic eggs and water. That's all that's in these egg noodles. This is $3.71 for the 2.5-pound bag of egg noodles. And of course, soups and stroganoff and things like that. I am so ready to get into fall. We're in winter. It feels like fall here in Minnesota. We haven't had a lot of snow, and it's been kind of warm for winter. So it feels like fall, but it is winter, and so I'm excited to get into some winter cooking. And then the next thing we have is some Orzo, and this is also something that I tried to order, and it didn't come. The first time I ordered it, they had run out, so it finally came. 2.5 pounds of Orzo pasta, and this is, $7.06. I love to make like a homemade rice pilaf with Orzo and rice, and so I'm very excited to have this on hand to be able to do that. Also, I think there's a lot of other great Orzo dishes out there. All right, the next thing is a big bag of cane sugar. Let me grab that and I'll show you what it looks like. Now this label is upside down. It is a 25-pound bag of organic cane sugar. So, it's on my shirt. So cane sugar is evaporated cane juice from the cane sugar plant. A lot of sugar you find at the store, just conventional sugar, is from beet sugar plants. And so those are heavily sprayed. So if that is a concern to you, and if it's not, that's okay. We are all at different stages in our journeys of life. And for our family, I just prefer to use the evaporated cane juice sugar. And this was $29.66 for the 25-pound bag of cane sugar. This will last us a very long time, but I got sick of buying the little bags at the store, and I thought, I've got 5-gallon buckets. When we get into this house, let's just go for it. Plus, I got that 15% off, which was a really great savings. Everything, again, Azure Market or Azure Market Organic was 15% off. And so I'm trying to think if it didn't show the discount on here. So it was obviously more than that. My total before the 15% off. So add 15% on in your head. Okay. The next thing is some apple cider vinegar. And that is, again, the Azure Market Organic Apple Cider Vinegar Raw with a Mother. This is a 32-ounce glass bottle. And this one is $4.77. And this, of course, is just for baking, cooking, things like that. All right, next is some cornmeal. This is a 5-pound bag of organic cornmeal, and this was $6.71. And so, of course, cornbread is basically what I make out of cornmeal. But there's, of course, a million different things you could do with it as well. So $6.71 for 5 pounds of organic cornmeal. All right, I'm going to start putting some of it back on the counter again. All right, next is some instant mashed potatoes. This is something that I have tried to get from Azure for almost a year now, and it's always out of stock. Now, we don't eat a ton of instant mashed potatoes, but there's bread recipes that call for it. I love to thicken my stews with instant mashed potatoes, or any soup that has potatoes in it. This is great for that. Also, now that I have another job, I am gone sometimes in the evening, and so my husband's at home with the kids, and he makes dinner. So I thought this would be a great thing that he could have on hand to make for a side. Also, if I just don't feel like making mashed potatoes, because guess what? The ingredients are potatoes. So there is, of course, a like a preservative kind of thing in here. But it's not like it's a fake potato. It is actual legitimate potatoes. So organic 5-pound bag of instant mashed potatoes for $15.63. This will probably last us a really long time because, like I said, I don't use it a ton, but I thought it would be great to have on hand. All right, let's go to the next thing. Milk powder, organic whole milk powder. This is a 16-ounce, so 1 pound, for $10.31. And I love milk powder for keeping on hand for when you run out of milk, especially for baking, because most times you don't even know the difference. And I also like to use this in our oatmeal. It just makes it creamier. I actually use milk and milk powder. Makes it super creamy, kind of like if you were to buy the pre-made packets at the store. A lot of them have milk powder in there, and so I just really enjoy the creaminess that this adds. So I went ahead and got one of those. And let's see, next is some avocado oil. So a 32-ounce avocado oil, cold pressed. And let's see, this was $18.65. We use a lot of avocado oil. It's pretty much my go-to. I do use coconut oil as well, but avocado oil is kind of my go-to for oil of choice. All right, let's see, what is next? Oh, next is something in my freezer. So I'm gonna grab that. I will be right back. Sorry, it is the night of interruptions, but that's okay. We are gonna power through and we are gonna get through this Azure order. All right, the next thing that I grabbed was a 5-pound box, which these came in a box, but I took them out of the box for my freezer. A 5-pound bag / box of organic Southern style hash browns for $14.35. They are frozen little diced potatoes. These are the best. They make great egg bakes. Goods for soups that you just want to cook real quickly just because they're tiny little diced potatoes. We just really, really enjoy them. So I got that. And then I'm going to put this back into my freezer really quick. Okay. My videos are just a hot mess right now. I apologize, but you know, real life. Okay, next is some Vital Wheat gluten. And this is amazing in bread. It just really makes your bread softer and fluffier. It is a 27-ounce bag of Vital Wheat gluten. And what you do is let's say you have 4 cups of flour in a bread recipe, you would use 4 tablespoons of this in replace of 4 tablespoons of that flour. So it's 1 tablespoon per 1 cup of flour, but you substitute it. So like when I'm making my cinnamon rolls, it's 4 cups of flour. So I do my 4 tablespoons of Vital Wheat gluten, and then I fill the rest with the flour up to the 4 cups. But Vital Wheat gluten is amazing. It is such a great product to have on hand, and that is $12.87. Okay, next is new to us as well, and so I just got a little bag. It's a 1 pound bag of the mini white chocolate chips. These are allergen free, and so the ingredients in these, in case you are curious, is organic cocoa butter, organic cane sugar, organic tapioca starch, organic rice syrup solids, organic rice maltodextrin, and organic vanilla. So they don't have any soy or dairy or anything like that. So if you have any allergies, this might be a great option for you. And so this was $9.32 for the 1 pound bag of mini white chocolate chips. And I actually haven't seen mini white chocolate chips anywhere before. So I'm excited about those. Then the next thing is an entire box. And that comes with, what is it, 30 of them. And it is the butter. So an entire case of the Rumiano's salted organic European style butter. I have missed this butter so much. I've just been buying conventional butter at the store, but truly this is amazing and tastes so much better. $97.93. So yes, it is a little more expensive, but I'm telling you that for 30 bars of this is, you'll never be able to go back to regular butter. So delicious. So I'm very excited to have my butter back. All right, the next thing is some strained tomatoes. Let me grab those. Now these were not on sale, and the butter wasn't on sale. The tomatoes were not on sale because they are not an Azure Market brand. They did have Azure Market ones, but I really, really enjoy the Bio Nature or Bio Natura, however you say it, tomatoes. They're strained tomatoes in a glass bottle, and 6 of them, they're 24 ounces, was $22.97. So they come in a really nice glass jar. This is so delicious. This is how I make my spaghetti sauce, but the ingredients are just organic strained tomatoes. That's it. They're a product of Italy. So delicious. So worth every penny, and I tell you that you just can't beat this tomato sauce. All right, so $22.97 for that. Okay, we're getting there. Next is some Toonie Mooney, and if you've never had Toonie Mooney before, let me tell you what, it's so good. Let me grab it here. So Toonie Mooney is like a marshmallow fluff. I don't even want to say it's healthier because like it's marshmallow fluff. It's not healthy. But it does not have like high fructose corn syrup and things like that in it. Now, again, not healthy, but it has organic tapioca syrup, organic cane sugar, natural spring water, organic dried egg whites, and organic vanilla extract. So it's still sugar, but it's delicious sugar. This is the vanilla one. We do get the chocolate one occasionally. So I got the 3-pack of them. This is $25.66. I do think this is a seasonal item for them. It's not something that you can find all the time in there, but I did find that Whole Foods carries it. So these are good until the 29th of November of this year. These will not last that long, but they are delicious. So anything that you would use a marshmallow fluff for, you could use that. It's also really good. It's just like a dip with some strawberries for dessert. All right, next is some cornstarch. I was totally out of cornstarch, and I guess when I bought this in my mind, a pound was bigger. This will be fine. This will get us through. But I probably would have gotten a bigger one had I really processed what a pound of cornstarch looked like. This is a 1 pound bag, and this was $10.02, and it is organic. I do prefer to try to get my corn products organic just because they are also heavily sprayed. Again, if that is not important to you, that's totally fine. They've got lots of conventional things for you as well, and there's still great deals to be had on Azure. So $10.02 for the organic cornstarch. I use this, of course, to thicken soup, stews, things like that, if I'm not using the potatoes. Okay, next is some If You Care baking cups. Let me grab those. So I got 4 of them. They are they say they're large, but they are a standard muffin cup size. I wasn't quite sure about the sizing when I first started ordering them, so I thought I would share that with you. So I got 4 of the large ones. These are $8.44 for all 4 of them. I use these when I'm making muffins. They keep my pans cleaner, easier to use. They're unbleached, chlorine-free muffin liners. All right, then the next thing is a white vinegar. And again, this is something that I really try to buy organic when I can. Now, if I'm going to use it for cleaning or dumping it down my sink, like if I have a stinky sink, I'm not going to use this. I'm just going to use the cheapy stuff. But I do use this to soak my fruits and vegetables when I'm washing them, and this is what I cook with. This is $11.87 for, this is a double strength vinegar, which I guess I didn't know, but I've been using it like normal. So, I don't know. It's 11%, but I've just used it like normal for cooking and baking. So, this is $11.87 if I didn't say that already. Okay, and then the next on the list was those pears, as I told you about. They were rotten. All right, next thing is I actually got 2 cases of their glass wide mouth gallon jars, and they were on sale because of they're an Azure Market product. So for 2 4-packs, so 8 jars total, $33.78. I have one box right here. So these ones are made in the U.S. A lot of their other jars are not. That is important to me, so I stick with like the Ball and the Kerr, I think is how you say it, brand, smaller jars, because, or if I can find some that are made in the USA on Amazon or something like that for food storage. But these ones were made in the U.S., so $33.78 for 8 jars like this. And I just wanted to get some more for my new pantry because now I have a walk-in pantry and I did not have that at our old place. So I did get those. The lids are sold separate. I did get those. I have them over there. They're just gold lids. You do have to buy those separately. And so for the 8 lids, it was $9.80 for the 8 lids. All right, next is some powdered sugar. I did actually recently buy some, but I went through a fair amount of it doing our cinnamon rolls for Christmas. And I use powdered sugar, not a lot, but I do use it sometimes, especially for like different breakfasts and things like that. So I went ahead and just got another 5-pound bag of the powdered sugar 6X. And this was $13.67. This should last us a while, but when I make like a frosting for cinnamon rolls, I do use quite a bit of it. All right. Next is some pancake mix. Now, I do often make our pancakes from scratch, but again, given that I'm working at night sometimes now, and my husband is home fending for himself with the kids, I thought having a pancake mix that he could make pancakes from, or just if I don't have time in the morning to make it from scratch, that I can go ahead and just use this and feel good about it. $10.95 for a 5-pound bag of their pancake mix, and it's clean. It just has organic soft white whole wheat pastry flour, organic dry buttermilk powder, organic sucanat, which is cane juice. It's a more coarse sugar, and it's I guess the closest thing you can get to the sugar cane. So I use sucanat sometimes as well. And then non-aluminum baking powder and Redmond's real salt and baking soda. So no problem for me using this. And you use 1 cup of the mix, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of your choice of oil, 1.5 to 3/4 cup of warm water, and that's it. So I just thought this would be great to have on hand. So $10.95 for the 5-pound bag. All right, and then next is some elbow macaroni. And I just wanted to get this. This is great for all sorts of different things. And this was $13.38 for a 4.5-pound bag of organic elbow macaroni. All sorts of things. Soups, mac and cheese, pasta salads, you name it. Macaroni is delicious. All right. Next is a bag of roasted minced garlic. This is a 1-pound bag, and we fly through this stuff like crazy. $20.65. I use this most times if a recipe calls for minced garlic. I just throw this in there. I don't really want to stand around chopping garlic, so I use this, and it's super, super good. Not all of the garlic on Azure is U.S. garlic. While I trust that where they're sourcing from is good sources, I still really prefer our garlic and really anything that we're consuming as much as we can to be either the U.S. or like Italy's fine. Obviously not everything can be, and that's totally fine, but garlic is grown here, so I feel like we should be using garlic from here. And so I get this one because it is a product of the U.S. And so it is $20.65 for the 1 pound bag of roasted garlic. All right, next is a new product to us as well. And it's a new product to Azure from what I understand. It is a organic creamy peanut butter with no salt added. So the only ingredients are dry roasted blanched organic peanuts. And it's made in Oregon, 1 pound container. And this was $7.12. So I'm excited to give this a try and see how we like their peanut butter. I'm hoping it's good so I can order a case of it. Let's see. Does have a date. So the shelf life isn't super long on it, so I guess I don't know that I would order a case of it because I'd be worried about going through all of it in time. So probably would just maybe order 3 or something at a time because I'm sure it's a little cheaper if you buy 3. Okay, the next thing is a thing of 3-pack of olives, and I'm just gonna show you one, but this is like one of those things. You buy one and it's a little more expensive per bottle than if you buy 3 or even in case. So green olives, a 3.39 ounce for 3 of them for $11.32. So I got 3 of these. My husband loves olives, so I grabbed him that. And then the sales flyer, and that's it. That is my Azure order. That's everything that I got. As I said before, my grand total after shipping and my discounts and my Azure cash was $606.65. However, minus $16 because of the pears that didn't make it in good shape. So that's everything that I got for my Azure order. This video ended up being a little longer than some of my other Azure orders because I did get a lot this time. I do have a fair amount in my cart for next month as well because, as I said, I'm trying to restock my pantry from our time in the rental where we were eating through what we had, and I just really want to get a good stocked pantry again, and then we can eat out of it again, and we are eating out of what we have, but it just feels good to get this stuff. And like I said, that sale was unbeatable. So that's everything that I got. If you want to try Azure, make sure you click the link in my description and you can give Azure a try. I also have ButcherBox links, Thrive links, all places that I get order groceries from. I also do a lot of videos from discount grocery stores, Ruby's Pantry, Fair for All. I'm going to hopefully get back into my cooking videos soon once I start cooking again, but we just kind of have been in a different season, so I'm really excited to get back at it. If you like videos like this, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It does help my channel grow, and I am so glad that you're here. Remember that Jesus loves you, and I'll see you on the next one.